Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on the Real Estate Podcast. I'm Todd Sumney, your Chief Industry Officer, joined today by
Rich LaRue, designated broker in Phoenix and regional vice president for the Western region. And we are really excited to have Tracy Cronlund here. So Tracy, introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name's Tracy Cronlund and I'm with Curbio.
Love it. Today's topic, every one of you have had a listing. Last week in Las Vegas, I was talking about this from the stage. Every one of you have had that listing that if it just had a little more work, if it just had a little bit of ship shape cleanup on it, maybe some new paint, maybe some new carpet, something that to help it really to get ready to sell, it would sell for more money, it would sell faster, it would just be a better way to hit the market. But the homeowner doesn't have the funds, or they don't have the bandwidth or the capability really to get that done ahead of time. And what I love about today is you're going to learn how you can have a concierge full service take care of that situation for you and white glove that home all the way through, and help it get primed and ready for market and easily, quickly. And the homeowner doesn't have to pay any money up front. They can pay for it at closing. So, Tracy, did I just say that correctly, or was I lying?
Yeah, you did a really good job describing what we do. Thanks, Todd.
Right.
We're really thankful to be your HomeSmart partner to help get listings ready for sale. This is all that Curbio does. We've actually been in business for about 6 years, and we've done 10,000 projects nationwide.
Wow.
And that's it. We work with agents to help you as an agent bring us to the homeowner to get the house ready for sale. We make it really easy. We have project managers that handle everything, from organizing the contractors to picking out appliances and fixtures and, start to finish. And then, of course, our, cherry on top is that we defer all payment until after closing. So such a great option for all of your HomeSmart agents to bring us in and help them win listings and, sell those listings quicker and for more money.
I love that.
Tracy, what's the range of remodel to refurbishing that you'll do? I mean, is there a sweet spot? Is there a minimum? Is there a maximum?
Yeah, great question, Rich. There is no minimum and there is no maximum. So we do a lot of projects for like $5,000 where we go in and we just maybe paint and fix some like cracks in the floor. We do projects to 500,000 where we, take down walls and need to fully gut a kitchen and fully gut some bathrooms. I would say that sweet spot is probably kind of in the middle. Our average project cost is about $40,000. So usually we might need to do some paint. We might replace some old countertops. We might do a little landscaping. Maybe we put some fresh appliances in there. We also do staging, which we're really, really excited about. So, now being able to bring in some furniture and help declutter and depersonalize. So, to just summarize, no minimums, no maximums, and, we really do everything. So, including pools.
Including pools.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I know in Arizona, it's a big thing. Probably here where I live in Maryland, it's not as important, but I have to mention in Arizona, you have some homeowners with pools who may or may have not taken care of them,
Right.
and, need them to be refreshed so
Right.
that the house will look good for sale.
Exactly. Or they're just older and they just need that care right now. So that's actually huge for many of our markets. So that's awesome. Well, hey, right out of the gate, I just want to get go to Curbio.com, Curbio.com/HomeSmart. That page has all kinds of information there. It has a place where you can actually, if you have a listing right now and you just want to dig in and go ahead and get an estimate or get it going, you can do that. We'll talk about this later. But also wanted to give you Tracy's email address. Please just engage with Tracy. Let her know you're interested. Let her know that give her your email address, your contact info, T Cronlund, Cronlund at Curbio.com. That's her email. And all of you can get engaged with her as well. One more thing, Tracy's already done 2 webinars for us here at HomeSmart. Those webinars were recorded. Those are up inside Real Smart Agent for you to go listen to or watch the webinars and actually see maybe some before and afters even up on the screen, or some website video type work to go along with what we're doing here today on the podcast. So go check out those webinars. But real quick to get the conversation started, HomeSmart is very tech forward. We're tech based. We're all about our technology. Real Smart Agent, making it easy for agents to really drive their business. That's one of the things that really stuck out in my conversations with you previous to today, as well as in person in Las Vegas, just about how your company really is a technology company that has automated this process, or they've really put a tech forward stance on how you get homes ready for market. So is that a good place to start, telling us a little bit about Curbio and how you work with agents?
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, like you had said, we also are like a tech company at heart. Our CEO was actually a tech CEO for many years, and he, founded Curbio with really the goal of modernizing the home improvement process. So we've all probably done little projects to our houses where we're calling contractors. They're like taking a break from painting to talk on the phone. It's hard to communicate with them if you're not there when the work is being done. It's like, who knows what's going on? And then you check it a little while later, you have to go to the house. We have an app where we communicate with our sellers, and our agents and our contractors and our project managers. So contractors are uploading pictures of like, here's the new faucet I installed. Oh, I painted the living room. Take a look. And so one of our, pillars, I would say, is the fact of this modern home improvement experience where we're doing everything app based, and it's really a good communication process, clear and transparent and easy. I would just use the word easy and hassle free to describe what we do. So I think it's a good fit and a good synergy, and that's probably one of the reasons I know that we partnered together, is because our companies both have that that belief.
Right. Rich and I were just smiling and laughing because I know Rich has had some experience with that, both as a real estate agent, a realtor, as well as personally in his life, and all that coordination.
Well, yeah, we're living through a remodel, and so the patience and the thick skin that one must have through the process. We've chatted a couple of times, Tracy, and I know that you just make the process that much easier. And I think Todd's description is, that so many people just don't have the bandwidth to
That's
deal
right.
with this. And, oh my gosh, what a great service Curbio is providing.
Yeah. And I'll tell I'll tell just even a quick personal story. So I recently moved about an hour and a half outside of Washington, D.C. And when we were we were thinking about selling our house, and we ended up renting it. But when we had our agent come in, we had called an agent about a year before we were thinking about selling it. And I have a young child, I work, and I was so overwhelmed with he was like, here are all the things you need to do if you're going to sell your house. And I was just like, I can't even make dinner every night. How am I going to paint it and clean it? And there were cracks in our porch. How am I going to do all of these things? And this was before I started working at Curbio. And so he had given me a list of 10 contractor names. And I was like, even though I could afford the work, I just was like, I can't call these 10 contractors and deal with the coordination. It was just so much. And now fast forward, we ended up renting it. We are going to sell it when it comes on the market, when the renters move out in 6 months. But now I'm in a different situation. I live an hour and a half away. The house is going to be vacant because we just had renters. There's going to be scratches on the wall. And so luckily I work here and I know about Curbio, but Curbio is going to take care of everything for me, from fixing it up, painting, finally fixing that crack in the porch that's been there for so long, and then staging because I don't have any furniture in there. And so
Right.
I live far away. Again, I have the funds, but I don't have the bandwidth or the energy to organize all of that myself. And I'm going to need it staged. So, like, why wouldn't I just make one phone call to Curbio instead of making 10 phone calls? And by the way, like, why not front the funds? Because there's no interest, there's no fees. Like, might as well not pay for it if I don't have to. So it's, for me personally, I'm just so glad clearly that I work here and that I know about Curbio. And I'm going to be finding an agent, maybe a HomeSmart agent that
There you
knows
go.
about Curbio and
Right.
can navigate the process.
Love that. Yeah, and that's why for me, all of you agents that are listening right now, this is more than about the money. This is actually really about making it easy for you, the real estate professional, to help your consumer to maximize the investment they already own before they bring it to market. So it's really about that service, that ease, making it easy. And then, oh yeah, by the way, they're going to benefit from this. They're going to get an ROI on any investment that is, spent on this home. When they sell it, it's going to be well worth it. So
Yeah.
And I can't help but take, my broker hat is on like always. And there's so many agents who want to be all things to all people. And so they jump in the process and we want to help our clients. And sometimes we go too far with that, by jumping in and making that link and that coordination. This relieves all liability from the real estate agent as well. And so, you have already vetted you
That's right.
being Curbio, you've
Yep.
vetted the contractors, and that responsibility, that liability, is on their shoulders instead of the individual agent. So, not to
Yeah.
dwell on that, but
No, it's true. Yeah. We just say
as a
like,
broker for as many years as I've been, my mind goes there.
yeah, you didn't get into real estate so you could manage construction projects. That's not what most agents want to spend their time doing.
Exactly.
And
Right.
just one more note on that, like we don't market to homeowners at all. Like our business model is we work with agents to be the hero and to bring us in. And so your potential seller is not going to know about Curbio unless you give that as an option. So coming to a listing and saying you can either sell it as is, here are the pros and cons. Obviously, a lot of cons there with getting fair value. You can use a traditional contractor, pros and cons. You got to pay up front. They're not in the business of getting ready for resale. They might be busy versus Curbio. Here's your third option. Defer payment. This is all that they do. They've vetted the contractor, project management. So you're really giving that seller, here are three options to go through. And then the pros and cons of each. And that's really what, top agents, they can do is present options and let their seller make the best decision based on their needs.
So do you have marketing materials or information then that can help the agent present this as an option? Is that what is on that Curbio.com/HomeSmart page?
Yep. We actually have like a handout that says like as is, pros and cons, traditional contractor, pros and cons, Curbio, pros and cons.
So downloadable PDF type thing and just, that the
Yeah.
agents can have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
also have on that Curbio.com/HomeSmart, like a whole bunch of marketing materials. So listing presentations, social media templates, before and afters, anything that an agent needs to be smart about what Curbio does and how it can help you. So I would recommend everybody to just spend like 15 minutes on that site, watching some videos, just looking at everything so that you have the knowledge to bring us to your seller and can answer questions confidently. And I think that makes you sound knowledgeable, right? Like going in and just saying, here are the options. And, if my agent had done that, I probably would have sold it much sooner than going down the rental path. Cause frankly, it just seemed easier and less overwhelming.
I'm on the site right now and scrolling down. There's a ton of information here.
Yeah.
In fact, it looks to me like just about everything that I, as a listing agent, would like to see or
Yeah.
find about Curbio. You do have, excuse me, a sample Curbio contract, which is important.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, read through it. It's all good. You also have a checklist and PDFs and before and after photos and videos. And I mean, this is something that an agent can actually take to their client and say, look, we have options.
Yeah.
And so whether it's a printed PDF or you take your laptop in and you say, hey, check out this video.
Yeah.
It's very well thought out.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I think it helps, obviously help you win listings, like setting yourself from the competition. Because I work with other brokerages too, and I know that they're going in and saying, I have this partner. So that's, you should be saying that too when you go to a potential listing appointment for sure.
Every agent should. I mean, we're always talking about how agents can, ways for agents to differentiate themselves, build
Yeah.
credibility, and this is a perfect way to do that. Can you walk us through just real quick? Okay, the process. So I have
Yep.
a listing right now, and maybe it hasn't sold. I'm just being hypothetical. So an
Yep.
agent listing right now, maybe they have a listing, home hasn't sold, or maybe they have a listing coming up that they know, it's in a great neighborhood.
Yeah.
Maybe they know from talking to the homeowner though, that there's already, maybe some things that need addressed. Walk us through that process, maybe even the timeline a little bit. I know each timeline changes, but just walk us through start to finish what an agent would do.
Yeah, sure. And those were two great examples. Like a lot of times we hear from agents when a house has been sitting for 60 days, but a lot of times we hear from agents when they're haven't even gone on the market yet. So two great examples. Thanks, Todd. So an agent would then go to curbio.com/homesmart, plug in, there's just like a get an estimate here. You put in like the address, your name, your phone number. Someone on our team, one of our home improvement consultants, is going to call you, the agent, within 24 hours. And that first call is really just like a high level, hey, agent, tell me about the house. What's the situation? Have you not listed it yet? Has it been sitting? How big is the house? Where is it located? What kind of work do you think it needs to be done? Really just a very high level conversation. If at that point they decide like, okay, wow, there might be some benefit here, like we need to do some kitchens, we need to do this, yes, we would do that. We would then send a Matterport tech out to the house. And so all estimates, like again, you're not even doing work with us yet, but all estimates come with a free Matterport of, the house in the current situation, and then also a free 3D scan. So you could actually use that later on when you put it on listing presentations, which is just like a nice thing that we're doing for our agent partners. Once that Matterport comes back, we would have a little bit more like, okay, like let's see the condition of the cabinets, of the counters, of the paint. And that's when we would bring the seller in with our home improvement consultant, the agent, and the seller. And we would have a video call, kind of like what we're doing now, where we would talk about, we looked at this is what we think would need to be done. Oh, you don't need a full gut job, but yes, you do need new backsplash and new countertops. And we'd start to build a proposal. We would send that over to the seller and the agent, and they would say, okay, this is like, I thought we would do this, maybe we take away this. Like you have the flexibility to make changes as you need to. Nothing is like set in stone. Also a good thing about working with us is the proposal is really simple. It's like one price, like 15,000. And here is the items that are included in that. There's no extra fees anywhere. There's no hidden costs. There's no interest. It's just going to be one price. So at that point, if the seller is happy with the contract, they're happy with the price, they sign it, then it gets moved over to a project management team. And again, the agent is going to be part of this whole process. Like we're not leaving the agent out. So then you would have a new project manager. They're based in your area. So they're really the boots on the ground who are going to be now coordinating with the contractors, going to the house, meeting the agent, meeting the seller. And they're the ones that take that through start to finish. In terms of timelines, we also want to get paid, and we only do this to get houses ready for sale. So quality and speed are both really important to us because we want to do this as quickly as possible. We also have a network of contractors, so we know if this contractor is not busy, then we're going to go on to this contractor. So we've done projects in like 3 weeks. Like if you're just doing that like $10,000 basic refresh package, of course, if you're gutting an entire kitchen and it's a $250,000 project, it's going to be a much longer time period. But again, we really care about speed as well. Like this is our business, is getting houses ready for sale. So we don't have, we can't move slowly.
Gotcha. That makes sense. And it sounds so easy. So, agents, if I just, again, I implore you, get engaged with Curbio, learn about it, go to that webpage, curbio.com/HomeSmart, send Tracy an email, tcronlund@curbio.com, just get engaged with them. And if you have any questions, I know Tracy would be happy to answer your questions, or you connect to the right people as well. Rich, I love what you were saying too about it sets you up as an expert, but yet it doesn't get the agent sucked into the one being, the contractor or overstepping their bounds and,
Or
liability.
falling into a time black
Yeah.
hole.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, this sounds amazing. I have one quick question. Have you ever had like an agent like after an inspection, maybe where certain things show up in an inspection where where that's part of this process as well, where maybe
Yeah.
okay, the stove doesn't work, or this, there's something that shows up in the inspection that needs addressed.
Yeah, that's a great segue to my mobile app pitch. So we actually have a mobile app as well. So we have a web app, which is the curbio.com/HomeSmart, but we also have a mobile app that if you're on that curbio.com/HomeSmart page, there's a QR code where you can download the mobile app, but you can also look for it on your phone. If you just go to the app store, you can just type in Curbio and it will show up. The mobile app is great because it has 2 features that the web app does not have. One of them is our free inspection repair report, which is awesome. Even if you're not doing a project with Curbio, you could still upload the inspection report, and we're going to price out within 24 hours. We're going to price out each repair. And then at that point, you can either take it to your buyer's agent, take it to your seller, do whatever you want with it, or you can click a button and say, have Curbio do this work. And I only want to do this one, and this one. And it will go to Curbio and create an estimate, just like our normal process now, where we would defer payment, but we could come in and make those repairs. So it's a great free feature, whether or not you use Curbio or not. The other thing is on that mobile app is a free repair calculator. So like an estimate repair. So if you're in someone's house and they're like, hey, agent, how much would it be to renovate my kitchen? And you're like, I'm not really sure. I'm just the agent. Like you actually could start to plug in like the kitchen. It's about this many square feet. It needs a medium amount of work. And it will give you just like a rough range on the fly of how much work the house might need. So it's a really good starting point. Again, we want the agents to look really knowledgeable. We want to set agents up for success. So it makes an agent look like a little bit of a remodeling expert on the fly. And it's just giving a rough range. And again, it's just a free tool that we provide to partners at no cost. You don't have to use Curbio or not, but at least it gives you a good range of, hey, Mr. Seller, like you might need this much work, like just to give you a good,
Right.
What a
rough
great tool to
estimate.
have at our
Yeah.
fingertips.
Oh,
Totally. And you
great.
can play with it. You can download it. You can I put in my own house because it's going to need some work anyway. And, play with it on there. So I would recommend, testing it out and then just having that in your back pocket, literally
Right.
when you're at someone's house.
Hey, just popped into my head. When the project is done, is there a Matterport again that does a Matterport?
Like for that,
Matterport?
yeah, like a second one. We've thought about that. It might be something we do in the future.
I know there's an expense that goes along with it. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to I just
But like
wanted
we
to
do have, you know, we've thought about that 'cause we do have the Matterport technician already. So I would say if any HomeSmart agent wants that, just
right,
shoot me an email and
right,
I could make it happen. The 3D scan is obviously great to use. Um,
right,
but yeah, it would be easy for us to do that.
right. Well, this is amazing. So, I mean, it feels like we've covered everything. I mean, agents just take action, get engaged, go to that page, download all the marketing materials, the social media graphics alone. I just imagine we're always talking about engaging your sphere and setting yourself up as a knowledgeable expert. And you can download these social media graphics and just post them to your audience, and your homeowner can gravitate to it and say,
Yeah.
and they'll call you and they'll ask you, hey, what did you mean by this post?
Yeah.
Let's talk about my home. And that's
Yeah.
what we want. We just spent a
Yeah.
week in Las Vegas talking about, we
Yeah.
want those engaging conversations.
Yeah.
So agents, go download the social media graphics, put them to work.
Yeah, and it's such a nice, like, you know, I've spent a lot of my career in sales, like having an excuse to reach out to someone that's not like, I want your business or I want to sell you something, like just saying like, hey, we have this new partner, Curbio, like, let me just tell you about it. Like, okay, that's it. Here's the information. Like, you know, it's just a warm touch where you're not selling someone something or asking them when they're going to sell, but just giving them some great information about a cool new partner that you're
It's
working
an
with.
awesome opportunity to have a conversation, and whether
Yeah.
it goes someplace or not, it's just, hey, there's these tools available.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic, and your materials are very, very professional. They're informative, and it's I think it's a great way to engage.
Yeah.
I love it. I would even say action item, write it down on a piece of paper, circle it, put it on your calendar. Send this out to your sphere of influence, just what Tracy just described, as an announcement. What a way to engage your sphere. So number one, all of your past customers,
Yeah.
great idea. Just say, hey, I just want to inform you. I'm trying to
Yeah.
just let you know about this new resource and partner that we have here at HomeSmart. Number two, anybody in your sphere of influence that you're engaged with, great excuse to reach out and talk to them. And then when new leads come up from new listings, this could be a great follow-up, a great way after you maybe have that initial conversation, and 2 weeks later, you're still wanting to engage, or a week later, engage with them again. Send this out. There's 3 action items right there of what you can do, agents, just to engage your sphere. So, Rich, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I want to reach for my phone here. I'm looking at the page on another screen above where my camera is, right here. I want to do this on my phone, download the app, and go play with my own house on this, and see how expensive it's really going to be.
Right. Don't look. I don't, maybe don't look at that risk.
It's always more than we think it is, but
Oh,
I mean, that's just the way it is.
Right.
Professionals get paid for what they do, and
Right.
I mean, the examples shown here, your befores and afters, it's inspiring.
It is inspiring. That is inspiring. So, well, Tracy, any last little comments or anything that we missed on today's podcast that you'd like to share with the audience before we wrap up?
Yeah, I just think, you know, and I brought it up earlier, is like this is our business. Like this is all that we do is get homes ready for sale. So like we really know what color white, we really know what color gray, like this is all our focus is. We actually have a design team here. I'd say they have the boringest job in the world because they're not picking like wallpapers and colors and like all sorts of crazy fixtures. They're just doing what we know works and what looks good in photos, because our only job is to get the house sold quickly and for as most money as it could be. So, you know, all the other things too, modernizing the home improvement experience, concierge experience, deferring payment, all goes behind that. But like our number one goal is helping agents get homes ready for sale. That's all that we do.
Right. Well, Tracy, this has to be one of my favorite podcasts that we've done this year because it is so relevant. It is so important. Agents, if you have a listing, if you're going to list a home in the next 4 years, you got to know this. You got to go engage and integrate it into your marketing, integrate it into your processes with your system. But wow, what useful information you've shared with everyone today. So thank you all for joining us today on the Real Estate Podcast. If you like us, if you love this podcast, give us a thumbs up down there and give us some feedback. Let us know and engage with Tracy, engage with the team. Rich, any final thoughts from your end?
No, I just think this is a great service. We, as real estate professionals, all need to check it out. Go to the site, check it out, see if it works for you.
All right.
And clients.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you guys.
We are excited about
Thanks,
working
Tracy.
with you. I'm excited about all the conversations you had last week at Growth Summit.
So many good
Amazing with all of our agents and brokers. So we really appreciate you. Appreciate you being there. Rich, I appreciate you too. Thanks.
Ditto.
Take us away with your radio voice. Close us out.
Well, this is the Real Estate Podcast. We're glad that you're here. Thanks for joining us. And until next time, we'll see you soon.
All right.
Like what you're hearing on The Real Estate? Tell your friends about us. Tell them to check out all of our episodes on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. And don't forget to send any topics you want us to tackle to therealestate@homesmart.com.